On this episode of More Than a
Men in the
Creator.
industry will manipulate. I show the girls that you could be sexy, edgy, and smart. Like, don't listen to people that's not trying to do what you're trying to do, that have never done what you're trying to do. At the time, I loved them both. Is centered around him because my son is special needs. But I was just determined to get that fucking degree. My very first song I recorded was when I first moved to Atlanta, and it was trash. It was trash.
Hey, y'all. Welcome to another episode of More Than a Creator, hosted by Summer Chrissiana. Today we're going to be interviewing Yuri B. Doja. Not Doja Cat. Not Doja Cat. But Yuri B. Doja. She's a musician. She does R&B, and she's also a songwriter. We're going to get into how I feel. And that's my little bit of introduction. There we
I was
go.
trying to click the button.
Oh, it's always something with Instagram.
And
You're
it wasn't
good.
letting me.
You hopped on at a good time, though. How you doing today?
Good. How are you?
Fantastic. I gave them a little bit intro about you, how you're a musician, you do R&B, songwriting, and your How I Feel that just came out. So let them know a little bit about who you are, what you do.
Yes. So I'm a singer-songwriter out of North Carolina. I'm originally from Greensboro, North Carolina, but right now I'm in Charlotte. How I Feel just dropped. It's one of my faves. I've been doing music seriously probably since 2019, where I really was like in the studio for real, actually taking direction from, engineers and producers, being mentored and things of that nature. So here I am.
What was your first song that like you dropped, or actually really that you recorded?
Oh gosh. My very first song that I recorded, I had just moved to Atlanta, and I don't even remember his name. I think his name was like Beat Plug or something like that. He could be anybody at this point. I don't know. It was so long ago. I wasn't like confident in myself, but I knew I wanted to like try music because I was always singing. I grew up in the church.
Yeah.
And my mom's a preacher, so I'm a PK. But my very first song I recorded was when I first moved to Atlanta, and it was trash. It was trash. It was bad. It was really bad. But it wasn't a good introduction into music. It wasn't, because that was really the beginning of me experiencing how men in the industry will manipulate.
And so you in Atlanta? Oh yeah, they gonna get you pushing you, girl. They waiting
for sure. For sure. It was not a good introduction, but yeah, my first, and I didn't record again until like years later, 2019, because it was just, I thought it felt like it should have been easier than that, and it should have been. We ended up falling out, going back and forth on Instagram. Like, it was just ridiculous, but yeah. So
cool. Okay, so why did you choose Atlanta to start your music career? Because you say you're from North Carolina?
I'm from North Carolina. I didn't move to Georgia to do music. I moved to Georgia to go to school.
Okay.
Yeah, I had got accepted into Georgia State. That's the Bulldogs, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now I know UGA is the Georgia Bulldogs. Y'all, I was in the moment. Give me a break. Y'all know I'm from Michigan. Let's get back to it.
The red black. Yeah, I had gotten accepted into their master's program. So I had actually moved down there to go to school, but the nigga that I was fucking with had my mind gone. So I ended up not even going to school. I was just working. So I took that little piece of refund check, right. I eventually got back into school, but when I first got there, I was, when you're not from there and you get into the city and not just like coming for your birthday, like it's different when you're really living in the city. People don't realize that, like, yeah, it's fun when you come visit, but when you really in it and it's literally always something to do, like it's always something to do. I was like, school, I don't know about that.
City. What did you go to school for?
I went to school for business. Human resource management. I'm smart.
So you ended up going back, you said, right? What school did you end up going to?
I went to a few different schools, baby. I was in and out. Like, it was hard. It's hard as an adult. Like, when you in that hustle and bustle, I was just so distracted. So I was starting, stopping, going to this school, going to that school, really jugging and finessing, getting them refund checks. You feel me? Like, on some young shit. Fucking up my student loans and just doing dumb shit. But I ended up graduating from this online school called South University. They were really good because they let me stop and start a couple times, so I appreciated that. But I did finish.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. Has school helped you during your process of being a musician? Because I know a lot of people, they be like, I'm not going to school. They just take all your money, whoopie whoopie whoop. How you feel about that?
Honestly, I feel I finished because I don't like starting and not finishing. So that was really like just as simple as it said. Like, I just wanted to finish. But I knew in the process of me doing it, I knew I wanted to do music. Like, that's what I want to do. But I was just determined to get that fucking degree. I'm like, I done started and stopped. I done told people I'm in school. People know I need to finish this. But has it helped? I do feel like it has helped as far as the business aspect, because you need to know the business side of anything that you plan on monetizing, whether that be music, clothes, we see that every day, makeup, whatever. So yeah, I do, because eventually when I venture off into doing other things, I might need to have to juggle those financials, and I'm not going to have to rely on somebody 100% with my money. Cause no, she knows. She knows the numbers, So yeah, I do.
Yeah, cause them accountants, they gonna try to get you sometime too.
Hey,
now.
Listen, you ain't never gonna be able to steal $100,000 from me, and I'm not seeing, baby. What? So looking all up in them motherfuckers.
I know that's right. Okay.
But now, no, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I can honestly say though, I wish that school wasn't made to seem so important, because I probably would have skipped that shit in the beginning. Like, I probably would have waited some years and then went, because I feel like if I had found out who I really was, like, when you go to college, it kind of like, it keep you in that child kind of mindset for a little bit longer, because you're protected. Like, you're on campus, you don't really have to worry about people trying to do nothing to you for real. So it kind of keeps you naive. I feel like if I had to like really jumped off the porch, I could have got places quicker. So I will say that. Not to say you don't need it. I'm not saying you don't need it. But however, I wish that, you could do it different ways. And I agree with you on that. Yeah.
Because with school, for me, like, now that I, know exactly what I want to do. Like, I didn't change majors or nothing like that, because really media and entertainment just been a goal for me all around. But it's like, with school, for my industry, you don't need that. Like, honestly, it's about networking. And with a lot of industries, it's about that. And then I read on Instagram, one post to do was like, how this guy gonna teach me about business? He not even running his own business. You know what I mean? So yeah, school, it should just, especially college in particular, should be structured differently, because it just
for sure. But it's that brainwashing mechanism,
right?
Like, if you get enough people to believe that only one way works, then you can control them. So, but I think it's great that more people are starting to see that you don't have to be conventional. That's one of the reasons why I decided to take music seriously, because it's like, why I gotta choose? Like, why I gotta choose to be this or that? Like, why can't I show the girls that you could be sexy, edgy, and smart? Like, you could actually do it all. Like, you don't have to be one way. So, but yeah, I agree.
Let's hop into how I feel. Tell me about it.
How I feel, I either made that I think I made it either last year early or end of 2021. But like I said, it's one of my favorite songs. Just simply because I write a lot of love songs, and I write a lot of love songs because that's really what just be on my mind all the time. Like, I love a girl, even though people think I'm just so tough. I'm tough, but like, in a Sour Patch kind of way, you know, like not for real, you know. So I write a lot of love songs. So that's one of my favorite love songs, just simply because it's a real, like, it was really about some niggas, like two to be exact. My baby daddy now and a side nigga, to be perfectly honest.
Cause I did.
But it's a real ass song. But the thing is, when you listen to it, the main character, like the main character that you feel, it might be whether it's the side nigga or the baby daddy, it interchanges. You know, at the time I loved them both.
I want to see your captions. You did mention that it was about a man that had you down real bad.
Yes.
So tell me about the place that you were in when you were writing it.
Man, it's when you in that like unhealthy, like that obsession, like where you like, damn, this is really not good. Like this back and forth, the way that we going about things, the messiness of it all, like you can't lock shit in, like yeah. So I don't know, that period of my life, I write a lot, but the songs that I wrote geared towards either one of them, because 9 times out of 10 it's about one of any song that you listen to, which is hilarious. A lot of people don't know that most of the music that you listen to is about one or the other, which is crazy. Shame on me, but that's where I be putting it from. Yeah, it was just in that period of just messiness, like, so yeah, that's where I got the lyrics from. Like, another shot of him, it's a nigga in my bed and I'm wishing he was him. Like, it's really how I feel. Like,
do you have visuals for that song? I know I saw like a snippet of one visual, I want to say.
Yes, so that's still in the process of being, you know, mixed up and put together. So that should be dropping. I haven't put a date on it yet, but definitely within the next couple of weeks, for sure.
And I know you don't want to tell us what all we gonna see in it, but just give us a little smidgen. What can we look forward to?
It's just very sexy, sensual, you know, kind of like dark for the season. It's very, you know, on brand for October, for sure.
Good. You are a mother.
Yes.
Can we talk about how motherhood has affected you being a musician and your time and how you're balancing the schedule?
That's a good. You be paying attention, because I do not put that. I don't talk about my son a lot.
Yeah.
Okay. It definitely has affected me as an artist. Like, everything. This is gonna sound so cliche, but for me, especially, everything is centered around him because my son has special needs. So he takes, he needs special care. Right. So I really have to be considerate, like, as much as a person's time isn't their own, like times 2 times 3 that for me. Like, so when I like do things, it's really because like it's purposeful. Like, I really fit this in. It was intentional. Now don't get me wrong, you know, sometimes I be late to stuff and stuff like that, but on the grand scheme of things, like, I hate it when like people like miss appointments, or like we trying to plan something and it just like something you know, because I really do have to like plan for stuff. So I don't even like when I have to rearrange things. But yeah, it definitely has affected as far as time, patience. I look at things a lot differently. When he was born, he actually died for 8 minutes. Wow. But they resuscitated him. So that's where his, you know, special needs come in, because of the lack of oxygen to his brain. He has traumatic brain injury. So when people tell me about their like problems, I try not to compare, but a lot of the times, you know, I'm not shaken by a lot of things, you know, because I was asleep when I lost my son, but luckily when I woke up, he was there, you know? So, it's just, I look at things a lot differently than other people. I have a broader, I think I'm a pretty well-rounded person. I've been through a lot. Having him, definitely, he's like the easiest baby in the world to take care of, though. I feel like I'm cheating. because he is so sweet. Like, he's the sweetest baby on earth. His name is Silver.
Oh,
He's the
that's
sweet.
unique. I like it.
Yes, thank you. He's the sweetest baby on earth. Yeah, he's amazing. But yeah, it's definitely affected the music, but not so much where it made me like want to give up or nothing. It made me want to be like, okay, yeah, I gotta get this money so we can start inventing these special pieces of equipment, open up these research centers, these foundations for children. Like, yeah. So that's how it made me feel.
Do you have any advice for anyone that has a special needs child that wants to pursue their dream and their goals but are having a hard time?
You definitely gotta keep going and push through that shit. And know that even if your child is special needs, like, that they are paying attention. They're really smart. Like, I think we all know, just off of the internet being so big and wide, seeing like different content of special needs individuals. These people, it's a negative connotation sometimes that like certain conditions you can't learn or you can't develop. No. I'm here to tell you, baby, they're smart. Okay. They speak their own language if you take the time to learn it. So push through it, because they are still watching you like a quote unquote normal child is. So
okay, I got you. What are some industry girlies that you want to collab with? Because your vibe, I'm gonna tell you off it before you even get started. Your vibe give me like SZA and her. Like,
everybody always says SZA. I've never heard her, but definitely SZA. I would love to collaborate with SZA. I do. Kalani was gonna be my first one to say. I love Kalani's vibe. I think she is an amazing vocalist. Who else? Erykah Badu for sure.
Oh, yeah.
You know, of course, the legends and the greats. Brandy, I would love to like really like get close to Brandy. As far as like current industry, as far as current industry, I love Doja Cat's just artistic range.
Right.
I think that, you know, the antics aside, whatever a person does in their personal life, whatever. But as far as being an artist, it's just, yeah. So definitely people along that vein, like real creatives, like Freedom Man Jeffrey. I would love to work with Young Thug, because I feel like he's contributed a lot to not only just rap, but like the culture as a whole. And I feel like he meshes well with a lot of genres, like Post Malone and what's her name, Camelia Cabello. She was in Fifth Harmony or something like that. Like, when he veers up into other genres, he meshes really well with singers. So I would love to work with him as well. But it's a lot. The list goes on. Chris Brown, like, the list goes on and on. I would love to write for Chris Brown. I really want to write. That's my ultimate goal. I being an entertainer, sure, but ultimately writer and like grand. For now,
right.
Voiceover actress for Disney and writer for Disney. Yeah, that's what I really want to do.
Give me a little bit of history. What came? Of course, songwriting had to come first, right? I know you said
no. I was
give me a timeline of how this all started.
So, you know, being a child, singing in the church. Then as I was leaving high school, I got more into like spoken word and like creative writing. So I actually started doing spoken word, and I did that for a few years. So I'm a really great poet. Then going to college, I was in the gospel choir in college, and that was a blast. And then I kind of like took a break from singing, and, you know, was just being, you know, working and stuff. But I got tired of like people telling me like, you don't look like you belong here. Like, what else do you do? And I would just be like, nothing.
Wait, what type of people were telling you that though?
Like customers that would come in. Like, I worked at Mattress Firm.
Okay.
Like I worked at Chicken Salad Chick.
Oh, I was stuck on them for
a
few weeks.
Ain't it good, honey? When they first opened in my city, I had gotten I was a catering manager. So yeah, it really is good. Not to endorse, but listen. But yeah, so I just got tired of people like, you don't look like you belong here. And it's like, dang, like, so what should I be doing? So yeah. And then my mom, she would always like ask me, like, will you send me a video of you singing? And people always ask me to sing. So I'm like, okay.
What's next after that? What happened? So you was working the jobs and then you said, okay, then where was your first start?
Well, like I said, recording in Atlanta, then I stopped. Then once I came back home, because I had broken my hand, so I couldn't work no more. And I moved back to Greensboro, and probably like that. So I moved back to Greensboro that winter. Then that summer, I had recorded again, and I made this one song, and I just thought that song was so good. And that song's actually trash too.
Ooh.
It's not as trash.
Looking back.
It's not as trash as the first one,
right?
But it's definitely not where I am now. So I ended up making that, and like I was just letting everybody listen to that, and everybody loved it. They was like, keep going, you know what I'm saying? So I ended up moving to Virginia, and that's when I really started taking it serious. Like I had the opportunity to meet this amazing engineer. His name is This Is Biggs on Instagram, Biggs. And he's worked with so many different artists, been in so many like different rooms. So he saw the talent, and he started to teach me, like, this is how you build a song. This is how you build your verse, your hook, your bridge. You need to figure out how to say this with less words. Like, he was really like teaching me, because this people really think that making music is easy, and for some people it is, but you still have to know like technical shit about it. Like it really is like a skill like any other thing. So he was mentoring me. Then from there, I've just worked with different engineers, different people, like, local popping people. I have collaborations with a few artists that just aren't out. Just working on my own artist development, like, okay, how do I become appealing without not being myself? So it really takes concentration, and really like focusing, just like anything else. But yeah, so that's how we've gotten here. And I kind of slowed down with putting things out, because I became more of a perfectionist. And like with the people I actually be around in real life and run into, it's like I can't just put out anything. Like, I just can't, because you never know who's gonna be like, oh, let me hear this. Or if your production is not right, it's not mixed and mastered, you just put out like bad, but it's important. So how I feel is really, it took me a long time to pick this one. It took me a long time it took a few months for it to get mixed and mastered, because I kept, tweaking stuff on it. Yeah, it's one of my faves, and I'm glad like all of that led to, right now, because I feel real good about it.
Good. Now, how I feel, it is on like the Instagram music. So I typed your name in when I was posting your flyer, and I saw a few different songs. I said, okay. So, Ghetto Life. What was your mindset with that one? And how long ago did you create that one? Because I like that it's like bubbly and cute.
Yes, I made Ghetto Life, I believe it was 2020. During the pandemic when things were crazy. And I was, I was a part of the pandemic. I was doing what it did. And I was just having fun. Like, I really was in a good way when I made that, like, life was good. Shit. So that's how I felt. Like, I'm gonna smoke my weed where I wanna, pull up on your block real loud, so that's just how I felt at the time. But yeah, I love that song too. I love to perform that one because it's super hype. I don't really have a lot of like super hype songs, but that's one of them, and I like that one too.
And where can you find majority of your music?
Everywhere. They're on all the platforms. So Spotify, Tidal, Apple, YouTube.
What's
TikTok.
the process for those that are interested in music and are watching? What's the process to get your music onto Apple Music?
So basically you just have to figure out who you want to have your distribution through, like whether it's DistroKid or CD Baby. Like it's a few of them, but I only use DistroKid. So basically that's like an engine that's going to distribute it to all the different stores for you, and you can select where you do or don't want it to be. If you only want people to be able to download it from Tidal, because Tidal pay the artist more, you can deselect all of them and only have it on Tidal, or you can only have it on Apple. Then put your artwork, put the song, genre, blah blah blah, and you upload it. It's really not hard.
Yeah, that sounds super simple.
Yeah, it is.
What's the best way for us to support you right now?
Right now, just keep paying attention. Like, definitely just keep paying attention. Like, I have things lined up. Like, just had a really great conversation, really great phone call today about things to come for next year.
Okay.
As far as being like even more in the forefront, especially for Charlotte, might be on, a little piece of television. So yeah, definitely keep paying attention. It's all there.
Good.
Like,
and I found you from your Stoner Bay content. So like whenever I thought about you, it's just Stoner Bay to me. You know what I mean?
And that's listen, Yuri be Doja, you know what I'm saying?
So how did your music, like how I want to say this, how did you bring your music into smoking? Like
that's actually like the theme of the second song that I made when I moved back home. That it was like a stoner song. Like I can't even remember how it goes. Like, won't you let me get you high, baby, all the way to the sky, baby. Like it was something like that. So that's the original persona that I came with.
Okay.
Like my first little artist name was like Yuri B. Daniels, but that didn't make any sense.
Yeah.
And then as I was recording more, I'm like always smoking. I don't know. I just really felt it happened naturally. I don't know who started calling me Doja first. I don't know. It just happened that way. Somebody gonna have to tell me and remind me and be like, that was me. I don't remember. But yeah, that is definitely a part of it. It's like I call it my magic wand when I'm in the studio.
What do you want your legacy to be? What you want to be known as?
I want to be known as like a legendary writer. Like I want to be like, oh yeah, she wrote that and that and that and that. Like she worked on that movie. Like I want to write like whole soundtracks for movies. You know what I'm saying? Like I really want to be behind the scenes with it, really, honestly, because I feel like artists do make a lot of money as far as being a figurehead, but an artist can only be in one place at one time to collect, a concert bag, a performance bag. However, if I wrote 3 of them songs that you are performing at the same time at different places, then yeah, it just makes sense on the business end. So
I get that.
So that's really my ultimate goal. I just really want to be able to write, because I feel like, again, it's a collaboration, like the artist and the lyrics. And a lot of people have writers, so it's like you're really putting all these different emotions and passion behind the song that way. So yeah, that's my ultimate goal.
Cool. And we're gonna close out soon, but what I always ask my guests before we close out is, what advice do you have for anyone that wants to get into, for you, I'm gonna say for songwriting right now, for anyone that has an idea and wants to get into the songwriting industry?
Definitely align yourself with the right people. Like if you see somebody that you feel like you want to learn more from them, don't hesitate to let them know that. Everybody's not going to fuck with it. I'm going to tell you that right now. And everybody's not going to, everybody's not going to fuck with it. But get through those no's so you can get to the person that is going to be like, all right, I fuck with you. Like, tell me what you need. Like, what exactly do you have going on? Because people will help you. And when you try to align with those people, you like they always say, you never want to be the smartest person in the room. Like, you want to find those people that already know the way. Like, don't listen to people that's not trying to do what you're trying to do, that have never done what you're trying to do.
Love it.
Like, go gravitate towards the people that's aligned with what you're trying to do, and that'll save you a lot of time.
Cool. Thank you. Shout out to social medias real quick.
Yes. So everybody go follow me at Yuri Doja _. That's YURIBDOJA _, and that's on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. I'm not really on TikTok or Twitter, so Instagram.
Thank you so much for sitting down.
Thank
you. When I upload it to YouTube, I'm gonna definitely send you the link. Okay.
Yes.
All
yes.
right.
Thank you. You too.
All right, y'all. That's another episode of More Than a Creator. We sat down with Yuri B. Doja. She got some hot stuff out. Y'all make sure y'all go stream How I Feel. She said it's on everything, and it's definitely on Instagram Music too. So y'all can even check it out on there if y'all want a little snippet of it. But thank y'all for hopping on. This episode will be posted on the YouTube channel at More Than a Model Workshop Network. So make sure y'all figure that out. Go ahead, click the link in my bio so you can subscribe, like, and all that. I'll see y'all for the next episode. Summer's only one season, but stick with me where it's summer year round. Y'all have a good day.